Please subscribe for more emotional and inspiring stories. Stories that remind us that even in the darkest moments, hope still breathes. The rain had been falling for days, soft but endless, a grey curtain that turned the whole town into a memory. In a small wooden barn at the edge of nowhere, a young woman named Mara sat alone, her hands trembling against the ropes that tied her to a chair. The air was cold, filled with the scent of mud and rust. She had stopped crying hours ago. Tears no longer meant anything. Outside, engines roared, the deep, thunder-like sound of motorbikes. The Hells Angels were back. The men she had once called her family, her protectors, her brothers. Now, they were the ghosts she ran from. When the barn door slammed open, light cut through the darkness. Shadows moved inside, leather jackets, heavy boots, faces hardened by life. Mara didn't flinch. She looked up, meeting their eyes. Her voice came out calm, almost peaceful. "Just kill me quickly," she said. No one spoke at first. The leader, an older man with a scar across his cheek, Rex, stepped forward. He had once been her guardian when she first joined the group years ago. Back then, she was young, lost, searching for belonging. The angels had given her that, or at least, that's what she thought. "Mara," Rex said slowly, "you shouldn't have come back." She smiled faintly, though her lips were cracked. "I didn't come back. You found me." Rex sighed. "You ran from your own people. You stopped being my people," she whispered. The men shifted uncomfortably. They were used to fear, not calm defiance. Something in her tone, quiet but steady, made them hesitate. Rex walked closer. His eyes softened for a moment. "You were like a daughter to me," he said. "Why did you turn against us?" Mara didn't answer. She just looked away. Rex frowned, then reached down and gently lifted the edge of her shirt to check the mark he knew she had, the brand that all members bore, burned into their skin like a badge of loyalty. When the mark came into view, everyone froze. It was there, the same flaming wheel symbol that marked every Hell's Angel. But something had been carved across it, rough and angry, the skin scarred but healed, a single word. "Free." Rex's breath caught. His hand dropped. "You did this yourself?" he asked quietly. Mara met his eyes. "Yes. Because I needed to remember that my body doesn't belong to anyone else." The barn went silent. No one moved. Even the rain seemed to pause outside. One of the younger men muttered, "She's lost her mind." But Rex shook his head. He saw something in Mara that he hadn't seen in years. Truth. Pain, yes, but also courage. The kind that doesn't shout. "Mara," he said softly, "we never meant to hurt you." She gave a small, tired laugh. "You didn't have to mean it. You just did." Rex looked down. The weight of years, the choices, the pride, the blindness, sat heavy on his shoulders. He remembered when they had all started out, believing in freedom, brotherhood, loyalty. Somewhere along the way, they had lost the meaning of those words. Finally, Rex turned to his men. "Cut her loose." They hesitated. "Boss." I said, "Cut her loose." The ropes fell away. Mara rubbed her wrists, red and raw, but she didn't cry. She stood slowly, swaying on her feet, and looked around the room one last time. "I'm not your enemy," she said. "But I'll never be your prisoner again." No one stopped her as she walked to the door. The rain hit her face, cold and sharp, but it felt like a blessing. With every step she took away from the barn, she felt lighter, like the chains inside her were breaking one by one. She walked for miles, through mud and fog, until the grey sky began to turn pale with morning. Her body ached, her clothes soaked, but she didn't care. She was alive. And more than that, she was free. When she finally reached a small hill overlooking the town, the first sunlight broke through the clouds. Mara stopped, breathing deeply, letting the warmth touch her face. She thought of the girl she once was, scared, desperate for belonging. That girl had believed she needed others to tell her who she was. But now, Mara knew the truth. Belonging isn't about chains. It's about choice. She placed a hand over the faded scar on her ribs. It still hurt, but the pain no longer owned her. It reminded her of how far she had come. A single tear slipped down her cheek, not from sadness, but from relief. She whispered to the wind, "I forgive you, all of you, but I'm not coming back." And as she walked down the hill, the sun rose higher, painting the world in gold. For the first time in years, Mara smiled, not because life was easy, but because she had survived everything that tried to destroy her.